Thank you for coming. We appreciate you coming to for Bona's presentation, the adhesive presentation. My name is Mark Raymond. I'm the adhesive manager for the Atlantic States. Along with me, we have Wayne Highlander. Many of you know him from his podcast. He's signing autographs after this is over. And we have Mike Dittmer here. Many of you know Mike. He's a great asset to the team. As we're speaking, Mike's going to be doing some demos here, putting wood down, spreading glue. So if you guys have questions, please feel free. Raise your hand, wave, yell, whatever, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. As we go through this presentation, I'm going to ask if anyone wants to come up and trial out some of the adhesive that we're showcasing. Please feel free to come up and do that at that point. Okay? Anything you want to add?
Nope.
All right. So we're going to show you several different products. One of them is something that we're launching today. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first off, we want to talk about this product right here. This is Bona Vertical. How many of you guys are actually using some of this right now? Any of you? Got a couple of you? This product, this vertical, was made for vertical applications, accent walls and whatnot. Works great for that. But what we have found is that this product works great for those header boards, thresholds, works with LVP, those stair nosings, LVP treads, things of that nature, cove-based molding. It sets in about 10 minutes. If you missed it with water, between 5 and 7 minutes. So I did an 8-inch tall baseboard, put that on, wrapped it around like a turret room where it had to band way around, held it there for literally 5 minutes, let go of it, and it stayed right in place. It was beautiful, it was perfect. So this is a great tool to use in your tool shed or in your toolbox, to have in your toolbox. I used to have issues with thresholds, hot glue guns, stuff like that. This is a great product to have in your toolbox. Anything you want to add to this?
No, but I think you're going to use this for the first row right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
So we're going to use this on our starting row. Wayne and I actually put down 1,500 square feet a couple weeks ago. We started in the center of the room. We used this for our starting row without any top nails or anything. And what was it, Wayne? 8-10 minutes later?
Yeah.
We were banging up against it with a mallet.
Yep.
So Mike is actually going to put down some wood. He's going to use, this is a new gun that we've started using. We don't sell it, but it's an awesome gun for tooling out a product that's a little bit thick and kind of tough to use. So he's going to use this gun, and he's going to talk a little bit about what he's doing and how he's putting a starter row down.
So you said that's a modified silane?
Yeah, it's a silane, right? Yeah.
So this. Good point. This is a silane-based product. Many of you have used the Bona adhesives. This is a silane-based product. So you know how easy it is to use. 0 VOCs, Green Guard Gold certified. That it contributes to that indoor air quality. We look at where we've been the last 3 years. So a product that is Green Guard Gold certified, it goes through stringent testing to make sure that this product is safe for children, hospitals, schools. It's an incredible product to use.
So as I'm putting out as a contractor, for our starting rows, for our pull-up walls, rows against the wall, it's easier for me, rather than doing a squiggly line or anything like that, to instruct my employees to do, if it's 16 inches on center, to do a bead of adhesive on the joist and one between the joists. Because this way I know every 8 inches I have a adhesive to hold my floor so it doesn't, so it expands, contracts, and hold it in place. So it was just a simple method for me to explain to my employees. You can see where the joists are at, you can see where the nail marks are at. You can put a bead on the joist, put a bead between the joists, and it gives you a good line of demarcation of how much and where to put those rows of adhesive, particularly for your starting rows and also for your pull-up rows as you're working away up to a wall and you want to, fasten those last pieces in that you can't use with a nailer. So as I've laid out here, I mark where the joist is at, between the joists, my width of my board, and I placed a bead of adhesive about 1/4 by 3/8 inch at those locations. So once I finish these other two up, I'll lay out my starting row. I'll give it about 10 to 12 minutes for the vertical to set up. Now it gives me something to work up against when I'm applying the flow. Now I've got that stationary in place, so I've got something to push against, and it's not going to move on me.
Yep. Any questions? Anything about that? You can't hear me or who? Well, come a little closer. Okay, we'll let Mike get these for this first row put down. Is that better, Jeff? If I speak up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to kneel down to him so he can speak into my mic. Do you have a question? Okay, so what Mike is doing right now, he's putting a starter row in, and he's using the adhesive every, what was it, 8 inches, Mike?
Every 8 inches, I'm putting a bead of adhesive. I would instruct my employees to put a bead of adhesive on the joist and between the joists, so they have a line of demarcation of where to put and how much adhesive to put on that floor. And that's what I'm doing.
Do you have to be within, like, with your nailing schedule, to be within like 3 inches of the end of the board, though?
That's with a nailing schedule.
But not with adhesive.
Adhesive is completely different.
Yeah. Can you, are you able to speak into this any at all? Can you guys hear Mike?
His question was, is do I need to correlate my adhesive schedule with the nailing schedule? And I said, not necessarily, because our adhesive functions in a different fashion than a fastener. Because a fastener you want in at least 3 inches from the end, because if you do it 3 inches or closer to the end, you're going to split that board. So adhesive, we don't need to worry about that as an issue. So you can literally do it at the end of the board, and it's going to hold much longer than a physical fastener would. So you don't have that worry when you're using adhesive as your fastening agent. Okay?
Ready for flow?
Yeah.
2 minutes. This has got to set up. So you need to talk about something.
I've got to talk about something else. Okay.
Mark, maybe speak up a little bit if you can then. Project.
Okay. All right, so what we are going to showcase now, this is a new product that Bona is coming out with this year, today. It is available. You can speak with the Bona reps that are at our booth back there about this adhesive. It is a silane-based product called Flow. How many of you guys have seen this product in the hardwood floor magazines or social media? So, yeah, some of you guys have seen this already. So this is, like I said, it's a silane-based adhesive. It's in a 4-gallon pail. Has all the great benefits and qualities that we've come to expect from the Bona adhesives, the 0 VOCs, Green Guard Gold certified. Again, that contributes towards that indoor air quality. You guys hear me okay back there now? Okay, great. And so as I said, we are launching this product today. It is very easy to trowel, extremely easy to trowel. We have listened to what a lot of you contractors have actually said and what you're wanting in an adhesive, what you're wanting in a pail. That's one of the reasons why we have come out with a 4-gallon pail for those larger projects. So 220 square feet out of a 4-gallon pail gives you tremendous coverage. And you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, the 851 is not going to change. For anybody who's familiar with our Bona adhesive line, the Quantum 851 is going to stay the same. There'll be no changes to that. This is actually about 5 years of my life in that pail right now. We recognize that we talk to our contractors. They want something that will flow out of the pail and is easy to trowel. And yeah, there's products that do that, but we wouldn't want to give up the Green Guard Gold status of the adhesive. It goes right to indoor air quality and for your clients. And you know, if you look at every glue down that you see out there, there's a sea of adhesive underneath every one of those floors. And that's a lot of chemicals. We breathe everything that they emit. So it's a great for the environment, for their environment. It's also a great selling feature for you. It's the only Green Guard Gold certified adhesive in the industry. So the other thing is there is a segment of the industry that wants something that pours out of the pail and is super easy to trowel. And again, this is 5 years of going back and forth. And with the main thing, we didn't want to give up the open time, the shear strength, and the other characteristics that we have with the adhesive. So we're stoked about this. Moving across the floor, it's like 5 times easier than a lot of other products that we tested. And as he said, we did 1,500 square feet a couple weeks ago at our RTC in North Carolina. And the look on the installer's face, even when he stopped halfway through and he looked at it, he smiled, he goes, "Oh man, this is it." So we've had it in different markets across the country for the last year and a half. We're in Florida, where it's hot and muggy, with Marcus Avens around here somewhere, a really good installer. We've had it in Arizona, we had it in the arid climates, and in California, and down into New Mexico and what have you. So yes, this is a big deal for us because, like I said, well, the 851 won't change, but we do recognize that there's a segment of the industry that is looking for this type of product, and finally, after a lot of, I'm the director of sales, so my life is selling products, but I have to be very patient with our scientist that works on the product, and their whole life is making sure that we get everything that, everything lines up, and we test it and test it and retest it and retest it. So it's like 5 years before we finally got it in the. And so we're excited to announce it today. So, yeah.
So one of the questions that I've been getting about this product is, do we have different trowels for it? So the good thing is we're using the same trowels that we're using for the 851. So nothing has changed in that regard. You're getting the same square footage out of those trowels. You're not having to buy separate trowels or anything. You use those same trowels, the 1500G and the 1250G that you've been using. Use that same trowel with this adhesive. And one of the things that I love about this, the ridges. When it was first announced it was going to be a pourable product, I was worried about the ridges, right? We all worry about that, whether they're going to stand up or slump. It has tremendous ridge retention. It stays nice and high. We all know that there are guys out there that don't do a lot of floor prep, so that high ridge is important. And that's one of the things I really love about this product.
And before he gets going, I'll just chime in here. The reason Mike is doing this demo and not myself are 2 reasons. One, Mike is a better floor man than me.
Yeah.
And 2, I've done floors for over 30 years, and I've had, I think, 8 knee surgeries. My knees are shot. And we're going to have a stand-up trowel that's going to land in North America in about a week and a half from now. And I'm excited about this because we often, there's a lot of technology that goes into the pail, and a lot of times the last thing we consider is the contractor doing the work. I think they said the average age is around 52 or 56 years old, contractors. And some of the younger guys may not want to work as hard as we have, and maybe for good reason. So we are coming out with a stand-up trowel. We have a big, large sausage gun in Europe. That's about a $2,000 gun that you can stand up and use that. But this tool that we're coming out with is very inexpensive. I think it's faster and it's more user-friendly to the contractor. So we're excited to have that out. Last week, as he said in the RTC, I was able to use a stand-up trowel and trowel out for 3 contractors that were seasoned, really studs. They were dropping the boards in as I was standing up and troweling it out, and I had to stop and let them catch up to me. I'm not in floor man shape. You can make a pretty good argument I'm in no kind of shape. But to have these guys they're humping, these guys are really strong, good guys, and I had to stop and wait on them, and my knees never touched the ground. So we'll have that out about probably I think about a week to week and a half at the most at our distribution. So we're excited about that. We never had the ability to do that before with the 851. The viscosity of this will allow us to do that as well. So.
Can everybody back there see what he's doing? The camera, forgot about that.
Mark said, if anybody wants to trowel it out when we gets done here, we're here till 1:35 here. You can certainly do that, and also we'll be at the booth and what have you. Or you can reach out to your territory manager, adhesive managers, and more than happy to come out to a job site.
Another question that I have been asked with this product while you're watching Mike do this is in conjunction with this Bona R540, has anything changed with using this with the flow? And the question to that, or the answer to that is no. You use this the same way that you would if you were using 851. If you're on a concrete slab, you're going to use one coat of this, a thin coat, by the way, with the flow or 851. If you're on a wood subfloor, again, always one coat on a wood subfloor, right? If you're putting LVPs, that type of product down over top of the R540, it'll be two coats. If you're not using Bona adhesive, it's going to be two coats. So does anybody have any questions?
Because I was at one of the other ones that were talking about, I didn't realize that was big. So like if you put that down 3 days from now, is that R540 no longer able to move over?
Yeah. Let me get.
So I believe on the jug it actually says.
Why don't you repeat his question, maybe?
I'm sorry.
Want to repeat his question?
Okay, so your question was: is there a life to the 540 once you have rolled it out? You have how much time do you have to cover it, right? I believe the jug says 48 hours, but that's only because we know that there's a lot of traffic. You can get, if it's on a construction site, you're getting construction mud, you're getting debris tracked in. If that workspace was maintained nice and clean, it could be there for weeks.
Maybe, do you want to maybe trowel out this whole piece of plywood here? Instead of finishing that? Yeah, maybe so.
Now, Lenny, you and I were talking last night about the 540 and two coats. Will it hurt to put two coats down, with the adhesive? No, it won't hurt to do two coats. But you don't necessarily need to do that if you are using the Bona adhesives. You still get that 18-pound calcium chloride protection, 95 RH protection.
Yeah, because we only got about 10 minutes left at the most, so maybe just trowel it out. Yeah. One coat on plywood, yeah, and you would never use, on wood substrate, you would never want to use more than one coat. Two would be too many.
So because of time, due to time constraints, would any of you like to go ahead and come up and trowel this out, feel the product? You're more than welcome to come up. Get a feel for it, the consistency of it. See what the ridge looks like. Get your hands dirty.
One of the things that we were concerned about is when the change of viscosity was the ridge stability and how well it holds its ridges. And that was one of the biggest hiccups in the time it took us to get out with this product. And the ridge stability is really incredible with this. So there's no drop off from going from the 851 on the ridge stability with this. And the open time will be a little bit better than the 851 too. So.
What do you think?
Good.
10,000 square feet of the 850 before.
Yeah.
It's smooth. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah. It's in it.
Yeah, like you said, that ridge line.
Yeah.
It's staying right there.
Yes. Good.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Nice to see you, buddy.
We don't have it with us.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I made sure that.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Would anybody else like to come up and trowel this out? We have a few more minutes. Yes, sir.
So the question was, it seems like it flows out better than the 851. Is there anything that the 851 won't do that this did, or vice versa? It's really the same features and benefits all the way down the line. It's simply how well it travels out and how easy it is to pour out of the pail. When we did a side-by-side test with a couple other products, the difference about on a 40-foot span going across the floor, it was like 3 or 4 times quicker than certainly even the 851. So.
So again, the 851 is not going away. This is just to complement the adhesive. So now we have a 3-gallon bucket of 851. We have a 4-gallon bucket of flow. It's just another addition, another tool in your toolbox, if you will. If you're doing some of these big production jobs, it'll cut down on that arm fatigue, when you're doing lots and lots and lots of square feet. What do you think?
Good deal. Yeah.
Less pressure, less force, a little less arm fatigue there.
The stand-up trowel, we're going to start. You'll see it in social media on Facebook and Instagram and what have you, and I don't know, whatever social media. I'm old, Twitter, whatever else we put it on. But you'll start seeing that in the next couple weeks. You'll see a lot more and more about it.
Twitter, Bluebird, what else?
Yeah, that's all I know about.
Come up, try. You want to come up? Come on. Yeah, that's a good question. Open time hasn't changed either. You have a 60-minute open time. Now remember, that's relative to your working conditions, right? Humidity, your environment. But open time is about 60 minutes, so it gives you plenty of time to trowel it out, work with it. If you're still cutting boards as you're going, you have time to do that.
Use straps. Yeah. And we can flip these boards over when this is over and we want to try out. We can flip them over and use the other side or what have you too. But thank you for everybody thank you guys very much and appreciate it. And I'll tell you, it's great. Thank God for the NWFA. Every year, I swear, it's nice to see the new products and what have you, but to see old friends and colleagues and customers and the guys that do what we do for a living, it's my favorite event of the year. So thank you to the NWFA. Yeah.
So, you guys have any more questions? If you want to place orders, whatever, things like that, see your territory manager over at the Bona booth. We've got plenty of guys there. They'll be glad, they'll be happy to speak with you. So, thank you for coming out, you guys.